What's up, the internet? It's me, it's Kyle. That's Amanda. Welcome into News from the Nexus 419, a podcast, episode 22.
Is it 22 or is it 23?
It might be 23. I don't know. I may have numbered it wrong. The relevance of the numbering aside, we're here and we're doing a thing.
We are.
If I can get... There we go. I needed to get that to shut up. Okay. So, welcome in to this episode in which we have a massive announcement, and we're going to talk primarily about that.
Yeah, that's going to be the bulk.
But as always, we are open to your questions. So if you have questions, please put them in the comments on the stream, and we will come back to them, and we will feature them on the show. We have a special guest.
We do.
Well, he would think he's special. I don't know that the rest of the world would think he's... I think Joel probably thinks he's special too. This guest.
He's special.
Mm-hmm. Special in his own way.
Yeah.
Welcome in, our good friend, Pat Koala.
What's up?
Yes, Pat is here. Joel can rejoice. Pat is here. Joel is here.
Oh, hi, Joel.
So,
say hi,
Pat,
so I can't see his comments.
Right. If you're here, say hi. Comment on the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, comment on that stream. We only know you're here if you comment. That's how that works. So, as a refresher, because we recap everything every week, this is News from the Nexus podcast, episode 20-something, in which we have a big announcement. That's our recap. First segment we do every week, is we talk about what we've been watching.
Mm-hmm.
And since Pat's here, he can talk about what he's been watching. I watched Community, the table read, which included Donald Glover, which was a table read of the episode. See, guys, this is how you do. Jason Roberts says hi. Jeremy Minsky, I have a question. Did you recently shave your head? It looks extra smooth. No, it needs to be shaved again. Anyhow, it was the episode where they do Pierce's funeral. Season 5, episode... Was it Season 5, episode 1? Pierce's funeral. It's the last episode that Donald Glover appears in. And they had Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian, as a special guest. He plays a guy who runs a lie detector machine and has to talk about Chevy Chase's semen several times, and he could not get through it because who does a show like that?
Oh.
Hey, Laura. Hi, Lovey.
There you go. So Laura must be real bored to be here.
She's never here.
Right. So Pat, what have you been watching?
I've been watching mostly The Office.
Mm-hmm.
Proud of you.
I've never watched it before. I got through about 5 seasons, and then I kind of started lagging off a little bit, and picked it up again about a week ago. Just started watching here and there, and just got through the wedding of Jim and Pam.
Love the Jim Pam wedding.
And yeah, it was okay. I'm not a tremendous fan of the show. Steve Carell drives me absolutely insane in that show.
Oh, no, absolutely.
To the point that it becomes unenjoyable of the just willful idiocy. It's a struggle for me. Jim's funny. The Jim and Dwight thing is funny. There's funny moments, but yeah, it's not great in my opinion. Everybody loves it, but Michael ruins the show for me.
Michael is hard. I understand any kind of complaints about Michael because Michael is just absolutely ridiculous.
Laura, that's a fair statement. You're normally too tired to be here at 7 p.m.
Well, she's also making her human, so.
Andrew, I think, is lamenting your inability to watch The Office. So,
No, I understand.
but no,
in regards to Michael, because Michael
Mm-hmm.
is too hard.
Steve Carell can be cringy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So,
my love for Michael really didn't come that first couple watch throughs, really. Like, and even still rewatching it now, there are times when Michael does something and I'm just like,
it's true.
It's the inability to know when to shut up.
oh, absolutely.
That, yeah. So, and he gets, Laura, I would like to say that's no excuse, except for I think that's maybe the most valid excuse I've ever heard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you've never been pregnant.
You're also a dude, so you can't actually say anything about it.
Right.
Right. Like I'm saying, okay, you could be 1 week pregnant. I would still give it a valid excuse. I don't know. And I think the show went downhill after Steve Carell left the show, according to Jeremy Rominsky. I think you're wrong. Because we got some great Dwight storylines. And to be real honest, I only love the Dwight storylines.
Well, I don't think he's wrong, but I don't think he's right either, because I do think it took some time to find its footing. Like, those first few episodes after Steve Carell left were hard. Like, they were rough.
Sure.
They weren't the best. But then
he leaves in season 7, right?
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, Amanda, what have you been watching?
The Office, and then I watched all of the Low Files. I didn't watch a ton of TV this past week.
The Low Files.
I need to watch the Low Files. That looks really good. I love Rob Lowe, so.
Right. Yeah, it's just Rob Lowe being Rob Lowe. So.
Right. How many Lowe's would Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe could rob Lowe's? The answer is all of the Lowe's, because Lowe's has the solutions you're looking for your home improvement needs. Sponsor us, Lowe's.
I've been to Lowe's recently. I've been to Home Depot. I've been to Menards. I've been to all of them.
Man.
I will say I like Menards the best because their whole pickup system is amazing. Like, you order things, you tell them pick it, and you go to a door and you grab your bags and or your things, and you're gone in like 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty great.
So I also like that sponsor you.
Right. I also like that at Menards you can buy knockoff Hot Wheels and other toys that are similar to toys you would buy other places, but not quite the same.
Right.
And Andrew says they're usually cheaper, unless there's a global pandemic, and then they price gouge.
Menards got caught price gouging?
Yeah, they were charging $12 for a 6-pack of toilet paper.
I didn't hear that.
Yes. Beth did not know about the Lowe Files. Well, Beth, it's on Amazon. It's Rob Lowe and his sons basically doing ghost hunters.
Yeah. They hunt Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Wood apes.
You know, right. Rob Lowe tries to get into Area 52 and gets a lot farther than the average human would because he is Rob Lowe.
Right. They didn't shoot him upon arrival.
Right. They didn't shoot him on sight. They're like, we think that's the guy from The Outsiders.
Which, okay.
Maybe we should not kill him.
On just like a side note, that was one of, like, they spent like 10 minutes, maybe not even 10 minutes, but like they spent a little bit of time, one of the episodes, talking about his time on The Outsiders, because when they filmed it, it had been 35 years since he'd been there. And so that was kind of a cool little bit, which I definitely thought was really great.
Jeremy Rominsky says he is currently rewatching Hannibal. Jeremy, have you gotten to the point where they cross the Alps yet? And Beth says that's amazing. It is amazing. You should watch it. It's funny.
You can do it in a day.
Mm-hmm. It's not long. It's an AMC series.
Yeah.
So it's not long. I've been I've been stalling because I thought for a second Mike was going to join us for a second because he was confused about the link. And then I told him what it was, and then
Silence.
so I was stalling, but I'm going to stop stalling, and it's time for our big announcement.
Big announcement. Big announcement.
Yeah, hold on.
Big announcement.
Where's my button? Big announcement time. Oh, it says in 3 minutes. I'm going to go with now.
Oh, Andrew's in microscopic hole hell.
Yeah, well, Andrew, I told you it seemed like a bad idea. I told you.
Why are we drilling holes?
Andrew is currently rigging up a fiber optic system for his movie room with, I think, 300 individual strands, all that are like 2 and 3 millimeters wide.
Yeah. Beth, I guarantee you that's not what you're doing this weekend.
No. That's what you're doing this, like, after, what, 8 o'clock on Sunday?
Yeah. 801 tiny little holes for Andrew.
I thought it was 300.
Apparently, Andrew hates himself.
I kind of hate myself for him. Like, man, I never make that decision or hire someone to do it.
All right. Are we ready for big announcement time?
I think we stalled enough.
Yeah.
We've stalled out. Big announcement time this weekend. GarageCon 2020. This isn't even the updated graphic. Hold on, I got to get the real graphic. GarageCon 2020 is coming up this weekend. Which is
before.
Huh?
You'd think we've done this a few times, but
right. You'd think that I'd have
your shit together.
Oh, I know I don't have the updated graphic. All right, hold on. Here it is. This is the best I can do. Your friends at the Nexus 419, Cherry Capital Comic-Con, and Top Comics in Traverse City are throwing a convention this weekend. What?
But not the one you think.
Yeah, but not the one that was supposed to happen. The alternative one that we're throwing because that one's on Halloween.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're from this area and your head is remotely screwed on properly, no, Jeremy, you don't get to go into my garage. You would never be invited to my garage, Jeremy. But if you're in this area and you have your head screwed on even remotely, you know that last weekend was supposed to be one of the big cons in our region, and it was canceled because of the coronas. And next weekend, or this coming weekend, like 3 days from now, was supposed to be the most fun Comic-Con in our area, Cherry Capital Comic-Con in the Traverse City.
Mm-hmm. The city of Traverse.
Yes. So, yes. Our con guests are going to be broadcasting from their respective garages. Melzak, that's entirely up to them. We have put together an impressive list of creators that we're going to bring to you over the course of 3 days.
Yes.
All 3 days we're going to have Comic-Con. So, Beth, I'm sorry. I don't think you're going to have a chance to be watching the Low Files this weekend. I just don't think that's how that's going to work out for you. I'm sorry. Because I think you're going to probably want to be at the Comic-Con.
Right. Because we're bringing Comic-Con to you. You can't go to Comic-Con. We're bringing it into your living room.
Right.
You can watch it from your garage. You can watch it from your bedroom. All these places you don't need pants.
Right. You can watch it from anywhere where you have an internet connection.
Yeah, no shoes, no shirts, no problem.
I would recommend wearing both pants and a shirt just for sanitation purposes, but I can't stop you if you don't want to.
Right. And it's not like you'll be on camera. So
right.
What you do in your life while you watch us is up to you.
Right. So we've got, like I said, we've got 3 days worth of guests. We're still nailing down guests. There's still some big names that are going to be, that we're hoping to have on.
Well, Melzak, good news. It's family friendly.
Yeah, your family's coming to town on the internet.
To go to con.
Yeah. You do not need to wear a mask to attend, Mama.
Well, it depends on how much what you've eaten. You may want to wear a mask just so you don't have to smell your own breath.
You always have to smell your own breath in a mask.
I'm not saying my mom needs to wear a mask, but I'm saying that I might. That's all I'm saying. It depends on if I get like chip dip.
You realize you smell your breath in a mask.
No, my mask smells like fabric softener because I clean it regularly.
Yeah, but like you burp into your mask, you're smelling your burp.
Pretty good mask. We can go over this later. We'll deal with this later. I'm not dealing with this right now. Pat, I would have given anything if the ink part had been out on that pen and you just drew on your forehead. That would have made my whole day.
Thank you, Dirk. That's not how any of this works.
That would have just made my whole life. Anyhow.
Thank you, Mel.
So,
says that's not how it works.
This weekend. So, do we want to talk about who's coming? Do we want to make some announcements?
Well,
some guest announcements.
Let's start. Okay, we're doing a 3-day convention. So what usually happens on day 1, which will be Friday? Let's just break it down day by day.
Yeah, why don't we talk about Friday? Because that's Pat's baby.
That is Pat's baby.
Because he knows how to do it and I don't. So we're gonna let Pat be in charge of that one.
Okay. Yeah, Friday night. Friday night we're going to be doing a drink and draw live on the interwebs. Basically, it's going to be really easy. You click on the link to join a Zoom meeting. You have alcohol or your non-alcoholic beverage of choice, and you draw things. And you hang out and you talk with people. It can't be any more like it happening in person than unless it was happening in person.
Okay, Pat, so I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Is this drink and draw limited to the guests of the virtual convention? Or
it is not. It is open to anybody who wants to hang out.
Anyone can jump on the Zoom
call. I can get on the Zoom call and just draw pictures of Pat as Frankenstein.
Pretty much. You've done it already. You might as well do it again.
Fair. I don't have my iPad here. I'd pull it up right now.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you want to go back to the Cherry Capital Comic-Con train wreck from last night.
I don't think we showed that live on the stream.
Yes, we did.
Did we? Okay.
No, we didn't.
I felt like we did it after.
It was in the Zoom call. It wasn't live on the stream. Dirk, that is what a Michigan troll is. All right. I'll be right back.
Better than a Kentucky goblin.
I don't know about that. So, how long is the drink and draw going to go, Pat?
Drink and draw will probably go most of the night. We'll probably start around 8, and then we'll go. I mean, we've done some Friday night calls with a number of people, and they've gone to 1, 2 in the morning sometimes. I don't know if I want them to go that late, but we'll see how people are feeling, and basically we'll just kind of let it go until people are tired of hanging out. We're gonna be we're gonna give the people the option. Obviously, we're not gonna force anybody to do anything because part of this weekend is to help the artists make money and support themselves because they're not able to do that at conventions. But Friday night, we're also going to be taking some of that art for those that want to donate it, and we'll be raising money. And I believe I'm going to say it because I'm going to make it happen just because I think it should be this way. We'll be donating the money raised from the charity pieces to Back to Comeback.
Nice.
Because Back to Comeback is supporting comic shops, which Cherry Capital's been doing in a direct manner through some of the artists in the past few weeks who have been amazing to donate art on our streams, and we've made some money for some local comic shops. But Back to Comeback is trying to take that on a very, very large scale, and I think pooling that money into one place just does really good things, as opposed to, there's a lot of good that could be had of like a small amount to this shop, a small to that shop, but
that is exactly what's going to happen. That's why I stepped away for a second. I got a message while we were live just now from the people at Back to Comeback. It is 100% going to happen that way.
Nice.
Yes. Very excited to be partnering with them.
For the whole weekend, then it's going to be Back the Comeback. Like Pat was saying, the artists who participate in the drink and draw and have art that they want to donate, we are going to auction off. Well, Cherry Capital Comic Con is going to auction off through like a silent auction on Facebook all day Saturday of the convention, and the proceeds of that are going to Back the Comeback.
Yep, and it'll be super easy. I'm sure many of you have seen comic shops and other companies that are creating Facebook albums with pictures, and literally at a certain time they cut off the bidding, and you just comment on it how much you want to pay for it, and the highest bid wins. So that will be super easy, and we'll run that throughout the day on Saturday, and probably at the after party we'll talk about everything, and we'll probably send the requests for money, try and get the payment organized quickly, and then we'll probably talk about the amounts raised at the after party.
So
getting a little bit of a
Laura says, "Are you teaching how to draw, or is it drawing whatever you want?" Well, drink and draw, Laura, traditionally is artists sitting around after the convention, having a few drawing, sketching, just kind of, this is when they have their fun, really.
It's have a drink and draw something.
Mm-hmm. Right. And draw whatever you want. So at 31 weeks pregnant, I would suggest you drink water, and you can draw whatever craziness you want to draw during the drink and draw. That's the whole point of it. This is when you scratch the itch that needs scratched. Our friend Seth the Moose says he will be there. Send requests. So see what he can do. Request already in. So
Patty troll.
Well, what I want is you as, the trolls from the 90s with the hair.
You mean the trolls from the Blockbuster motion picture?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not seeing the Blockbuster motion picture.
I only want to see Patty troll if he's going to be friends with Bodhi.
Yeah. Well, no, that's right. Jay Fosgate and I are now Nemesi, so right. So I'm being retconned out of Bodhi troll, so.
The nemesis. But here, let's do you want to announce some of our guests?
Well,
because there's a couple we can announce.
Yeah, there are some we can start announcing, but like Pat had mentioned, Saturday we're giving you the full con experience. So we're gonna do a full day of artist alley. Basically, it's gonna be artists talking about and selling you their work.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to have an after party.
Mm-hmm.
Because no good con doesn't have a bad
details on that later.
That's all coming. There's details coming about the auction. This is all still we're still finalizing stuff, but we wanted to talk about, we're doing the Drink and Draw Friday. Saturday, after a long day of being at Comic-Con and walking Artist Alley, you're going to get to come and, again, have a drink and join us on a live stream.
Mm-hmm.
An after party with us to start all over again on Sunday with another full day of convention. Well, we're doing some kids stuff.
Mm-hmm. So. Well, and if you remember last time we did this, the after party turned into, let's see who can do their best Eric Gutierrez impression, and ended with Leah Letterman, our good friend and editor, going full Sharpie on her own face to replicate Eric's beard.
I couldn't believe she did that.
Right. It was pretty great. And Leah is one of the guests on this at this show as well. She will be on Sunday. So
I'm afraid of what is going to happen there.
I'm afraid of everything at this point, Pat. It's pretty terrifying times.
True story.
So let's announce some guests, shall we? Are you ready?
Yes.
Jerking the Curtain Saturday morning. Saturday at 10 a.m. Source Point Press, editor-in-chief Travis McIntyre and the creator of Monstrous from Source Point Press, Greg Wright, will be joining us. If you don't know either of those guys, they're both wonderful, even though Travis has no soul.
Well, yeah.
He's a ginger. He has no soul.
Well, and Travis does have a special connection to this convention, doesn't he, Pat?
What?
What did he win last year, Pat? This is what I'm trying to
I'm like, what? Oh.
Wait, GarageCon has nothing to do with the Gary Reed Creator of the Year Award, Independent Creator of the Year Award.
C4, so he has a connection to C4.
Right. Yeah, Travis did win the Gary Reed Independent Creator of the Year Award last year, which
it's important to all of us. But that will that be awarded in October at Cherry Capital?
That will be awarded in October at Cherry Capital.
Okay.
So his reign is extended. At this point, this is like when Dave Bautista had the Intercontinental belt and no one could take it off of him for a year. It's got a little extended.
And Shauna makes a valid point about gingers, just so you know. They have no soul of their own, but they collect.
I like how Shauna and Mario are both here. And odds are they're together wherever they are. But I like to think that they're watching on phones next to each other going, who's his fastest? So.
Andrew and I have done that before.
Not shocked.
Sitting in the office right next to each other.
It's a speed test. You guys do it for nerdy reasons. All right, we're going to make one more announcement only because this person is itching to start talking about it. Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Time. Team Broken Gargoyle. Team Broken Gargoyles. Drina Joe and Bob Sally. Bob is the writer. Drina is the editor. They will be joining us. This is their first interview together.
Ooh.
They've cool. Not done this. So there you go. She's very excited to start sharing this. When I'm like, can you wait until after our show later? She got all angry at me.
Oh, no.
So
I'm surprised she's not here making an appearance. Kyle, what are you looking at?
Nothing.
You just drifted off in the middle of it.
He just drifted off to sleep.
Right.
No, I just lost my train of thought. Hey, look, there's a person with a cat in the picture.
There's a person with a cat.
And now the person no longer has a cat, just the cat is doing its own thing.
There's another cat making an appearance. Hi.
I have a tape measure.
What? Why do you have a tape measure?
Because it was the thing that was closest to me proximally. I mean, it wasn't my cell phone. Anyhow, so other things that are happening this weekend. We are going to have guests from Rocketing Studios. We're going to have guests from Big Dog Inc.
Yeah.
We're going to have guests from... I just blanked on some other things. Oh, Sunday afternoon, Sunday mid-morning, early afternoon, we are going to have our good pals Victor Dandridge and Amani Latif. They will be around.
I knew Amani was here. I don't know if he's still here.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still here or not. But they are going to be Mario, this is my cat. It's a Stanley Power Lock. Anyhow, they will be doing a 1-hour session, helping kids to create comics, doing the normal the things that they do, and then they will be hanging around talking about their. Pat, what just happened?
I had a wardrobe change.
Did you just change? You changed entire rooms in your house, but when you brought your camera back on, it was still the other room, and then it just jumped. So it's like you teleported. So, like somewhere in your RAM, if that image was stored, and then oh, it was so weird. It was like Quantum Leap. But no, so Victor and Amani are going to do the 1 hour with kids. You know, put your kids in front of the live stream, and they will help them create comics. And then,
Laura, if you're still here, I know you have experience with this. Please drop your experience in the comments. Let's talk about it because this is.
They will. Then they will also be talking about their work outside of the education field in terms of comics as well. So that's something that's happening on Sunday. On Sunday, we also have the lovely Corinne Roberts, who will be talking about her all ages book, and we'll have Scoot McMahon talking about his all ages works. Sunday is Family Day, so come Saturday and get your fix, and then come back Sunday and get your family on.
See, Melzak family friendly.
Yeah.
Is Melzak family friendly though?
No, he isn't.
No.
What's up?
No, he is not. What else can we talk about it? What else are we prepared to announce?
Random dog appeared.
Why are you showing us your crotch, Pat?
I know, Pat.
Showing the dog.
Yeah, but you paused on your crotch.
I didn't pause anywhere.
There was a slight pause. It was odd.
It was slight, but it was a pause.
Anyhow. What else can we talk about? Because I don't want to announce too much, right now, just in case, because some things are going to have to change scheduling wise. Some things might have to change, but
put it in your calendar.
Put it in your calendar. Friday starting at 8:00.
Yep.
GarageCon 2020.
We'll probably have a little live, like the stream might be up a little bit before that because we're just going to do our kind of introduction to what's going to be happening that night in case you missed it.
Yes, and if you go to GarageCon.live, is loading. But we have the website ready to go where we will be streaming from. Right now, it's obviously featuring this particular stream, but it could be it will be the other stream when we're doing it, obviously, and we will have links to everything you're going to need to know this weekend. So, if you go to GarageCon.live, you'll be able to check all of that out.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a fun weekend. We are going to be streaming in multiple locations, so it's going to stream to, obviously, GarageCon.live. We're going to stream it to YouTube. We're going to stream it to our own Facebook page, where probably it looks like most of you are watching currently. I think some of it will definitely be on Cherry Capital page. I know a few of the events will be exclusive to other.
Yeah, we'll have some of the events will be exclusive to YouTube and to the website, and will not be here live on Facebook. So make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube.
Yes,
and the Nexus 419 on YouTube, and hit the bell so that you can. They say ring the bell on all the real annoying clips on YouTube.
But just make sure that you are set up to get notifications on YouTube because you will want to know when we go live with the after party.
Right. Or make sure you're following on GarageCon.live.
Yep. Bookmark that page on your browser.
So.
Or do what I do on my mobile device and just open it up and then open up another tab.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, you really don't have to close. You really don't have to close the tab that between now and then. It can just live like that. But that's a thing. So.
It is.
But
yeah,
so,
more announcements to come. I think we'll probably start doing guest announcements probably tomorrow.
Yes.
As we firm up some last minute details.
We're just finalizing some scheduling things. We have some guests that, again, I mentioned earlier, I had to step away because I was getting confirmation from a guest. Even tonight still. I expect to hear from one last guest tomorrow. And once we have that, we will be able to start making a lot of our guest announcements and those kind of things. So make sure you're following everyone on all the socials.
Yep, and and following like on the Facebook, so you're getting notifications when each Facebook page goes live. You're gonna want those notifications.
Right.
So it's gonna be a good time.
So the last segment of the show is always the question and answer segment of the show. Do you have questions? If you do, we have answers. They might not be the answers you're looking for. These are not the answers you're looking for.
And they're definitely not the rights you're looking for.
Right. And they might not be coherent every time, but they are answers.
I have a question.
Huh.
Okay, so this is to Pat and this is to you, Kyle. Just to kind of get the ball rolling on the questions. What are you looking forward to the most on this weekend?
Seeing
the
family.
Nap I'll get to take when it's over.
Hanging out with family. I mean,
obviously it's getting to see my con fam, even if it's on the internet through a screen.
I'm always a big fan of the drink and draw. It's always such a fun event.
Yes. But one of the other things is that this has been, for me at the very least, a huge labor of love. I mean, Amanda and Pat, I'm not tooting my own horn because I don't do that, but they can tell you that I've been working on this basically without sleeping for the last 4 days. And before that, every spare moment I had for the last 3 weeks.
We did birth this idea weeks ago, and started getting the ball rolling. It was kind of the idea that came to us in a fever dream, I think.
Shauna, I don't suppose you're not now, so.
Well, you, Miss Thing, we're gonna talk because you can't be drunk the whole time.
Busted.
She might be able to pull it off.
That's fair.
But no. Right. No. So, but it's one of those things is that the amount of work we've all put in, Pat and Mike and the gang at Cherry Capital and Amanda and we put in a ton of work. And when this is all said and done, and if it's successful and we could sit back at the end and have a slushie or whatever our drink of choice is at the end, and say we done good. That's the thing I'm most looking forward to is knowing that I help my friends out. Like, I don't know. I don't want to sound horn tooty, so I don't really know the answer, but, I'm looking forward to, doing it and then being done.
This has been a real labor of love. It's taken a lot of people, to put it together, and none of us would be anywhere without the other. Is really what it comes down to. Kyle's put in so much time because Kyle's had a little more free time than like me with my, working my day job still. And so,
I resemble that remark.
Well, you're laid off. I'm not. I'm still going to work, but I'm spending my lunch breaks blocking out schedules. Like, we're all given the time that we have to spare to this. And so it's going to be I think, a really great event that you're going to want to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So yeah, it's we're I've been on the phone late the last few nights, nailing people down and getting things worked out, and I've been on the phone all day today with some people that are a real big get for us, for our little first time event that I dreamed up one day. Like, so it's we're very excited. There is one creator I'm looking forward to interviewing. But I'm not going to shout out who that person is. Seth says it's going to be a great time. The only reason I'm looking forward to interviewing them more or less than anyone else is I've never actually met them in person, and I've never interviewed them before, and I've been a big fan of them for a long time. So, that's that. I have that in my back pocket, but I'm not even sure I'll get to interview them, and I don't care if I don't. You know what I mean? Whatever's good for everybody is what I'm down with today for this thing. And so, that person who I've been a big fan of for a long time and yet I've never met, I'm excited to interview. I'm also excited to raise some money with the drink and draw. There's last year and every year at Trade Capital, they have an amazing drink and draw that raises a lot of money for worthy causes, namely Hero Initiative. But because of what's happening right now in the industry, we're going to take this opportunity and make our cause, back the comeback, which is helping comic stores directly who need it. So we're gonna help them. So I'm very excited for all of it. I'm also preemptively exhausted.
I mean, I'm ready to spend a lot of money to help back the comeback because I spent quite a bit of money last year at the charity auction, and so I'm getting ready to do it again.
Well, and there's lots of other parts of that going on. We talk about this like doing like an artist alley virtually. The nice thing is you're gonna it's a little limited on selection. Even though we have a lot of people, we have a great group of people. You're able to spend more time, kind of one-on-one ish with these artists, and really get to see their work and understand them, and get that feeling from them as well. So that's so hopefully throughout Saturday and Sunday, you're also spending money with these artists who are, some of which are completely out of work because they don't have a day job. Comics was their day job, and cons are a major part of comics. And without them, it's been terrible for a lot of these people who are really who are struggling to make ends meet, and they're trying to reinvent their business and things like that. So hopefully we're able to make some money for these artists and creators as well, throughout the weekend, and help them, because it's a circle. Everybody is important in that circle. Publishers, creators, comic stores, fans. They're all very, very important. So hopefully people are able to make some money this weekend too, and you're able to find somebody new that you didn't know about necessarily, and you could find something new that you didn't know you'd love.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's Kyle has always said it. It's kind of always been his mission. Is his goal in running a shop and doing all of this is to connect people with the stories that they're going to fall in love with, and if this is a way that he can further that mission, and as well as help other retailers who are struggling and help artists who are struggling right now because of the lockdown order, then it's been a success.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So here's what I'm going to tell everybody. Here's how I'm going to wrap this up. Are you ready?
Yes.
Watch this space. We're going to have big announcements. We're going to have a lot happening in the next 24, 48, 72. What's 72 plus 24?
96.
96 hours. 100 and... Anyhow.
In
the next several days.
To the event.
Right. In the next several days, be watching this space because big things are going to happen. And you're not going to want to miss them. Hi, Shelby. You got here just in time for us to remind everyone to follow this page and to be watching because it's coming.
Bookmark
GarageCon 2020.
Mhm.
GarageCon.live.
Yes. The Nexus 419 on YouTube.
Yes.
You're obviously here on Facebook, so
Cherry Capital Comic-Con on Facebook.
yes. Give our friends at Top Comics.
Top Comics.
Give them a like.
Mm-hmm.
Go tomorrow. New comics on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Go safely to your comic book shops.
Look, if I find out that any of the people on this stream were unsafe going into a comic shop or were rude to a comic shop owner because they forgot how to be people because of quarantine, I will come for you.
There will be
and I will have Taco Bell before, and you will regret it like you've never regretted anything in your life. Because when I eat Taco Bell, bad things happen.
Masks, distance, sanitizer.
Where my mask is over there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I keep a mask in my purse. Keep your hands handy.
Sanitizers. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch any comics you don't intend to buy in case you got the corona fingers.
The corona fingers.
Which is a disease I just made up. All right. But then go buy everything on the rack at your local comic book store, even if you don't want to do it. And if you're unsafe or you're rude or you're mean to comic shop owners, I'm coming for you.
I've already seen it happen. I've already seen some friends at other shops talk about rude customers, and I'm like, man, lucky I'm not nearby.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because
coming for you.
Ultimately,
hashtag back to comeback.
We're all people doing the best that we can with the restrictions that have been put in place. Most comic stores are not telling you to wear a mask and to not touch product that you don't intend on buying to be a jerk. They're doing it because it's the safest way to protect everybody.
I don't know that anybody's saying don't touch product you don't intend on buying. I'm saying that just because it always bugged me when people would finger up the comics.
Well, that's a whole nother.
That was just me throwing a pet peeve in there, and disguising it as Corona.
I can't with him. I'm done. That's it.
I don't know how
you finger up
for
the
so
comic,
long.
Man.
He doesn't like fingerprints on his comics, guys.
Don't finger up the comics unless you're going to buy them, because then the next guy's got a fingerprinty comic, and it's just not good.
Don't wear gloves. They don't help.
All right.
Is that it? Are we done? You've yelled at the people to be nice to their local comic.
I have yelled at people, which means it's a day of the week. GarageCon.live this weekend.
According to Mike, you can finger up his
Way to go, Mike. Way to go. Mike takes it to a bad place.
I need an adult.
That's what she said.
I will give a gentle reminder if anybody's heading to Top Comics. Mm-hmm. They're not open till at least Friday, and
they're in a new location.
New location.
Mm-hmm.
New location. South Airport and Garfield Roads behind Grand Traverse Games.
In
all
Traverse
your
City
needs in one place.
Yes. If you're in Toledo, go see our friends at Monarch Comics, the Toledo Game Room, or hit me up and I will help you.
Yes.
So
my wife just brought me fresh baked sourdough banana bread.
Ooh.
Everybody's baking bread. No one can find yeast. It's a real problem.
Stop baking bread.
Well, so my mom was cleaning out her recipe box, and she found yeast that expired in 1984.
That just choked.
So the yeast expired before any of us but Pat were born.
Why you gotta call me out, bro?
Because it's easy. Mike made jerky tonight. See, Mike... That's the other problem, man. There's a meat shortage, too. So make more jerky because it'll last longer. If you smoke your meat and then jerky your meat, it'll last longer. So that way, when there is a meat shortage, you'll still have beef.
Yeah.
I picked up the attachment yesterday to make my grill an offset smoker, and I'm so excited to play with it.
We had chicken tonight, chicken legs on the smoker.
Chicken tonight. Didn't they discontinue that back in the 90s?
Yeah, that was some old yeast. Smells that.
Too. I knew he was waiting for it.
Last night. So
I got the double mute, Pat. All right, guys. GarageCon.live. Follow this space. Follow Traverse City's Top Comics. Follow Cherry Capital Comic Con. Follow us on YouTube at the Nexus 419. Make sure you've got alerts for all of those things for whenever they go live, so that you know when these things are happening, and be ready.
Because you're not going to want
Because
to.
this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
Like,
even with Greg Wright.
Is Greg here?
No, I don't think so, but
okay. I'd say it'd be real funny if he was here and we were just calling him out.
It would be even funnier if he was here, but
right. No. I mean, even when Shauna is on, it's going to be great.
Oh yeah, good point. I forgot she was going to be on.
Yep. We said yes
to
that.
Yeah, we allowed that to happen.
We may have been drunk at the time.
No.
You weren't contact drunk, Kyle?
Oh, well, maybe. I may have been under the influence of Jarrett Whalen, is the truth.
That's probably fair.
Jarrett and I get together because Jarrett helped me build the website, and Jarrett and I get together, and I lose all track of people, space, and time.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Jarrett, we'll go with the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon of the where Jarrett Whalen is Kevin Bacon, or somehow in some way. But interesting small world thing. Jarrett actually did the design work to help get the son of a person I went to high school with elected to DECA, National Committee.
Nice.
Did all his campaign design work, graphic design work. I was like, wait a minute, how do you know Jarrett?
Right.
Like, there's no earthly reason why you would be connected.
And there it is.
Well, and that's
it appears they're connected to Herndon.
All right, last time for the cheap plugs. Cherry Capital Comic Con on Facebook, the Nexus 419 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Oh, and Patreon if you care to pledge. The top Traverse City's The Top Comics. Give them a like on Facebook. They're good people over there. And make sure you have your alerts set up for this weekend, because you're not going to want to miss a moment.
Nope, you don't want to miss a thing, in the words of, who was that, Aerosmith? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we're going to get out of here. We will see everybody this weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye.